again register their protest. To protest how casually the state is treating this matter. It is so casual that we had an agreement with a state representative who was here before, who had a few promises on record. We had come to put him to task as a representative of the state. On how far he had gone with the undertakings that he made in view of Article 28 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, which commands the state to grant a fair hearing to all persons, irrespective of color. The state should not see these people as accused persons of the National Unity Platform. They should be seen as citizens of Uganda. What the state is seeing are members of the political party in the opposition. The Constitution is blind to that fact. This is a discussion we had even after court. The Constitution commands a fair hearing and a speedy trial. A speedy trial. The state last time had the luxury and a misconception that they have the liberty of 6 months, Your Honor. Your Honor, we've looked at all the laws of this land. That submission was wayward. There is no provision under the law that gives the state the liberty to choose how to conduct a trial. It has to be a speedy trial. What's the mischief, Your Honor? Again, as a constitutional matter, the mischief is we have no audience before you, Your Honor, through which we could show that actually the state introduced a knife or a sword in the charges. That cannot be stated here. That this was a matter which was aggravated by the state. It is not aggravated robbery, it was aggravated by the state by introducing a knife. You know, these things we can't put before you for you to have a decision. And that we can only do if they conclude investigations. That's why I'm raising it for the record. In anticipation. It is before the High Court that we can put on record a fact that all complainants at least had nothing put to the name of Wakabi, the accused person Wakabi, which qualified. These things we cannot state. What is happening for the record is they are now remanded, actually they are sentenced to remain. Your Honor, we've got an information. This they told me to put on record that we have found people on aggravated robbery who are in prison for 7-8 years without trial. It is against this background, Your Honor, that we push First, we protest. As the defense counsel, accused persons, this is a protest. You need it to be registered as a protest. We appear here in protest to the way the state is handling this matter in a casual way. And finally, it is my instructions that if the state really believes for a full year that there is an offense, let them be put to trial. They are begging for trial. They are ready for trial, even as of now. Yes, my lord, those were my instructions, unless any of my colleagues has something. Okay. Mariba is free if he has something.
Which team will now do?
We are first finished with the lawyers.
No, we are many.
Which team will now do?
That is good enough.
3 minutes, the Masaka. Tuyimiridde maaso go wano si lwakuba nti tulina omusango wadde kkooti tulina okuddamu otuwa obwenkanya batukwata olw'ensonga z'ebyobufuzi tetulina nsonga gye batukwatira twali mu kuziika batugamba twakuka nyokiro kyamu lujjudde nti twajjayo ebiso tetubitunuzamu ne tumujjako olwabajjako nga kkooti bagamba tubadde tusaba ekitiibwa omulamuzi batuwozese tukoye okubeera eri nga tukola obusibe manyi naawe oli muntu bwe mumanyi kyetuyitamu eri okusiba nga tolina musangwe nobeera ku lusenge naye nga tolina musango gwe wazza mumanyi bwe kiruma singa tubadde tulina omusango twalimiridde wano naye okubeerayo nga tolina musango ate ogenda okwetoloola ka pulizoni konna abalimu bali kukasango ke kamukiwaniki
It is simple. An accused person is saying, if there's a case, try me. It's a full year, it's now a year since Your Honor. I think the point is made.
Anything different from what
just to buttress further his point and to add a footnote. For the record, once again, Michael Chini. It is a well-established saying in the law that a court of law would rather release 99 criminals than to convict one innocent. The accused persons being in prison for all this long, just like my colleague has said, is equally having them sentenced. They are actually serving. That shows how much a court of law should put emphasis on a speedy trial in the spirit of Article 28.3 of the Constitution. I find it prosecutorial misconduct, Your Honor, for the prosecution to present one state attorney who informs court that the file was called by the Director of Public Prosecutions. He did not substantiate on that fact. And today, for the second hearing, he informs they produce a different prosecutor who cannot substantiate on what the first prosecutor said. It is not enough for my learned colleague, the prosecutor in the court, to see.
I say it is irregular.
It is not irregular, but it is not enough for him to simply say that investigations are not complete, and then he sits down. Formally, we were informed that the file was called by the Director of Public Prosecutions. It is very unfair, connoting to prosecutorial misconduct, for my colleague to come forward to say that investigations are incomplete, and he sits down. People are in prison. I therefore pray and implore this honorable court Your Worship, to stress it to the prosecution, they must comply with Article 28.3. We are not requesting it. It's an order from the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda to speedy trial for any person accused of an offense.
Investigations are not yet concluded. What now they omitted is what they stated last time, that the state has the liberty of 6 months within which to carry out investigations. We are telling them you've had a full year since the function. It's not even 6 months. Even at law, you don't even powers to delay even 1-2 days. The constitutional command is a speedy trial. It cannot be a speedy trial when you are prolonging. 6 months can't be a speedy trial. So it is deliberate that the accused persons, just like many political cases which are in this prison in Masaka, are all on aggravated robbery. And it is apparent many of those have been there for 4 years, 5 years without trial. We are not yet about to accept. The lawyers are going to do their part, but I think we need to come up as Ugandans. Today it is actually, or tomorrow it is you. We need now the people to rise up against this operation using, the state is using courts as a means of detaining people without trial, without due process. So we are calling for a fair and speedy trial. From here, we are going to the DPP. Because the file is bouncing between Masaka and Kampala, now we are going to the DPP to push harder, to ensure that, first of all, we want to see any line of evidence through discovery which can sustain aggravated robbery. Aggravated robbery is for highway robbers who are gun-wielding people with an intent to murder. It is aggravated. But how can a sweater and a phone of 150,000 aggravate? How can it at law? So it is an abuse of process of the law. It is a nil-motivated political persecution. It is a persecution, not prosecution by the state, with an intention for these people to serve a sentence rather than trial, because they are not ready for trial, because they don't have any iota of evidence that can sustain the charges before this court.
Kyemulina okumanya ekirala kitono nnyo nti omusango guno gwe tuliko wano e Masaka gwavunaana Kireewo Kivumbi ne banne, musango gwa byabufuzi. Yensonga lwaki buli gwe baba bagwetekako ogwa aggravated robbery tebagulinaako obujulizi. Ebbanga lyonna lye bali mu kugula n'okulimbalimba kkooti nti balina obujulizi, fayiro eri wa DPP, bali mu kugula biseera basibe baganda baffe ba Kireewo Kivumbi ne bannaabwe, bali mu kugula kiseera abakuumi ba President Robert Ssentamu Kyagulanyi baleme kubeera naye mu kaseera ke tugendamu ak'ebyobufuzi. Amateeka gonna tugataddeyo mu kkooti, tugalaze omulamuzi agalaga nti abantu bano balina okuwozesebwa mu bwangu. Omuwaabi wa gavumenti gwe baleese kirabika omusango bambi gubafuukidde kagumba wegoge, naye bwe baba tebalina bujulizi abantu baffe babate bagende wawe bakole emirimu gyabwe. Ntegeezezza ekkooti nti waliwo principles z'amateeka ze tugoberera. Bakugamba nti a court of law would rather release 100 criminals than convict one innocent. Ekintu ekyo kitegeeza nti kibi nnyo 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 okukumira omuntu mu kkomera nga talina musango. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire. Yenze kintu mayiga
ekisinga okwewuunyisa omusango guno otunuulira n'olwokola basindisi bamutisyanukupi nga n'okwogera badde ayogera akankala kugamba ekikwewuunyisa n'okwewuunyisa nti olabira ddala nti abantu bano tebali set wabula bagezaako kwagala kulonginga kulaba nga abantu bakola
olugenda mu maaso wadde bano bali mu kkomera ate abalala bajja kusigala nga balwanirira eddembe lyabwe, eddembe ly'Abannayuganda. So tetusuubira nti bino bakola bya bwereere era ekiseera kigenda kutuuka abaana baveeyo. Tuva olaba nti bo bawakanya tibaagala bya bbeeyi baagala oba balina obujulizi babuleete, naye era tebajja buleeta kubanga ne bali abaabeerayo emyaka kati gigenda mu 5 obujulizi babukuŋŋaanyanga kubuleeta. So kati byonna bakola bya bwereere okwata bano abalala bajja kubanga kyebalwanirira kyekikwata ku mitima gy'abantu kyekyabantu kyebateekeddwa okubeera nga bakola ki nga bagoberera so bya bwereere
erinnya nze Kiruta Yusufu Junior Nkerettano ekibadde mu kkooti olwaleero n'ekibadde mu kkooti zonna ezibaawo kikolwa kyakwebuzaabuza nja kugamba nti gavumenti yeewuddulaza n'okwebuzaabuza okusobola okubaako nga osobola okubeera ng'eruddiisa bannayuganda state yasooka mu lutuula oluwedde state yasooka yalaga nga webeetaaga emyezi 6 na biki byonna byonna byannimira byemwamanyi essaawa eno state yomutakomyewo ono gwe baleese bamuleese nga mutaddemu ne kaalikoodi ekigambo kimu kyafulumya mu kamwake nti tetunaba kumaliriza kunoonyereza ekiraga nti tebali redi naye ate abasibe bo tebali na redi tebayeetaaga na beyiro wadde nga omulamuzi asabye abawawaabirwa ne balooya baabwe bateekemu okusaba kwabwe okweyimirira nga bayita mu haikooti nebba abawawaabirwa bo balina redi okukozesebwa kitegeeza ebbanga lyomaze omwezi omulamba ku kasimu ne sweta amini omwaka omulamba nga tonnaba kufuna kunoonyereza kumala egw'omusango tekiraga nti ddala gwa byabufuzi munnaffe omu mugumya Gaddafi avuddeyo n'agamba batuwozesebwe tuba tulina omusango ffe tuli redi naye ate omwaka omulamba omuba nga temunaba kunoonyereza ku kasimu olwo singa enkya egukyanga wamundu obanga wajjambira nekino ekikolwa kya Mwami Museveni okugezaako okutumalamu amaanyi n'okunafuya pulezidenti kubanga abawambirwa beba kuumibwe nga kwekuli n'aduumira security ye nebyo ebikolwa byonna tetujja kukubikiriza bannayuganda nga akulira ba council bwagambye emuyizi bali mu protest naffe gye tuli tuveeyo nga tukola protest ez'amaanyi tuvumirirwe ekikola kino ekyokusiba bannaffe awatali yadde okuwozesebwa oba kitegeeza balangibwa gwemage ne balanga enjobe mu kitoogo munnayuganda kyolina okumanyero kiri kwakireewo bano abasajja bali mu kusetinga pulezidenti ekyabakwata munnabyabufuzi omulala oba bakwata omuntu yenna yenna alwanirira enkyukakyuka akwogerera so okukirwanyisa olina kutandikira ku kino ekyolwaleero baleme okusetinga pulezidenti ne baleetera okukola ebirala